this season, we invited art therapist Nidhi Khurana and 4 young volunteers to work with the Art for Thought toolkit. This toolkit is a set of exercises that act as a gentle stimulus for self-directed reflection and imagining. Join us in these unique explorations. Each exercise is shaped to make you gaze inward, wonder, imagine, and feel. These exercises are paired with art from the map and the Welcome collection.
Hi, I'm Nidhi and I'm an expressive arts therapist. In my work, I use various forms of fun, creative processes to help individuals discover a little more about themselves.
Hi, I'm Atiksh and I love filmmaking.
Hey Atiksh,
Hi,
great to see you.
nice to see you too.
Let's talk about maybe some fun facts about ourselves.
Okay.
Would you like to start?
Yes, I made my first animated short film when I was 13 and I used Legos to animate it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But also, it would have taken a lot of work.
Yeah, it took me 7 hours to complete from start to finish.
How did you go about that?
I don't know, I just one day woke up and I was like, I want to make something. So I take my sister, I ask for her to help and then we make it. What's a fun fact about you?
Well, after working in the corporate for 10 years, in the business number crunching, number analysis space, I immediately made a switch. I just left all of that, got myself trained in creative and expressive arts therapy, and now I work in the mental health space.
That's a big change.
Yeah, and it's a very unplanned change.
Do you enjoy this?
I do. I really do enjoy it. So for this episode today, we have chosen this art prompt from the map collection. What do you see when you look at this?
It looks like an Indian girl who is sleeping. It looks like she was doing her work while she fell asleep. Since the drawer is open, and she's holding a book, it kind of shows that she was working.
And it also looks like her study table because there is ink and there is a stack of
So she
books.
might be studying.
What do you feel when you look at her face? Does it look like she's in a state of rest?
Yeah, she looks like she's relaxed. But since she was working, I guess she was a little tensed or something. And that's what, when she fell asleep, she became relaxed. So it looks like she's going between the phase of tense to relaxation.
Yeah, that's a great observation. How about we try a process of bringing about a state of rest?
Okay.
What is your relationship with rest in your daily life?
I love sleeping. I can sleep forever if you give me the chance.
And what about mental rest?
What exactly is mental rest? Like, how would you define mental rest?
Wherein your mind calms down. So, well, our minds can calm down when our body is in a state of rest, but that may not always happen. Has it ever happened with you that you wake up in the morning and you feel like, I'm not fresh?
Yeah, that kind of happens like often. For me, when I listen to music or just close my eyes, that's when I get my mental rest. But usually I'm just doing something or the other. And I don't get any time to rest.
Our lives can tend to be very busy. So the process that we're going to try right now is actually bringing about a state of mental rest. And we can have mental rest, like you said, through music. And we can also do it through a process without actually needing to sleep. Yeah, let's try.
Okay, sure.
So we'll now do a guided process, which is called a body scan. I will ask you to take your attention from one part of the body to another, and you just have to move your attention as and when I guide you. It can be very helpful, say if I ask you to notice a certain part of your body, if you see some kind of tightening, then just let it go.
Okay.
For instance, we can tend to clench our jaws.
Yeah.
The upper and the lower jaw can be tightly shut together. If you notice that, just let it go as we cross that part of the body.
Okay.
That's all. You just have to let your attention travel Your mind may tend to wander in multiple directions, and that's normal. It may be helpful to close your eyes in the process and just start with paying attention to the posture of your body. As you notice that, gently taking your attention to the top of your head, the back of your head, the sides, your forehead. And now at the forehead, notice if you're clenching it in any way. And how we can loosen it is by increasing the space between the eyebrows. Noticing the sockets of your eyes, facial muscles, jaws. If they are clenched, creating a little space. Noticing your neck, back of the neck, the shoulder. And see if you can loosen your shoulder a bit. Letting it really drop away from your ears. We can tend to hold a lot of tension and tightening in our shoulders because we need to be constantly presentable, smart, uptight, upright. Now noticing your back, the entire length of your spine, the upper, middle, lower. Just observing how the middle back is in particular. We can tend to overarch it so that the curve is a bit more than natural. Just noticing and seeing if you can make yourself comfortably erect. Or even if the back wants to slouch a bit, it's okay. Moving to your arms, upper, elbows, forearms, palms of your hand, fingers, paying attention to the front of your body, the chest, diaphragm, and now the abdominal cavity, which holds a lot of our visceral organs. Just noticing the upper cavity, the lower part, the sides. Noticing if there is a tendency to hold the stomach in, and if there is, just letting it just be. Paying attention to your hip, noticing how you're sitting on the floor. Do you tend to sit a bit on the right, a bit more on the left, or perfectly balanced? Feeling the contact with the rug and the floor with your hips. Now moving to your legs, first noticing the thighs, hamstrings, the knees, the calves, your feet, the toes, the soles of your feet. If there's any tingle, any kind of peculiar sensations present, just noticing. And now as we've traveled from the head to the toes, letting your attention come to breathing. Just your very natural, effortless breathing. How you inhale, the air travels through the nasal passage and goes into your body. And how you exhale. One of the ways of noticing breath also is to see the temperature. When we inhale, there's a certain temperature. And when we exhale, the temperature tends to increase. So the breath feels warmer. So taking your time, you can come back to opening your eyes. How do you feel?
I feel much more calm and relaxed. And the world seems a lot more brighter now.
Yeah, because your eyes were closed for a good amount of time. How did it feel for you to keep your eyes closed? Do you feel did it make it easier?
Yes, it did.
For you to keep your attention inside?
Yeah, it actually, I didn't get distracted from the things around us. It was easier to actually just focus on whatever you're saying.
Do you want to maybe express how you're feeling on paper? That's an interesting image. Can you walk us through it?
Yeah, so this is basically a mop. It's cleaning a dirty floor, which actually represents a brain which has a lot of cluttered thoughts and feelings, and the mop just comes there and then wipes them out. So this mop is the process what we just did, and these colors actually represent something else. So the black, the color black over here represents the cluttered thoughts. Blue is the process, this dark blue. The light blue actually represents calmness, because I feel blue at some level represents calmness. So the orange over here actually represents happiness. The red, which is very light, is the unwanted thoughts that which we would like we keep in our mind because it's always there, like there's no way to avoid it. And then the purple actually represents joy, because joy is a mix of many feelings, and purple also is a mix of colors. It's not a color on its own, I feel. And the green is actually the unknown stuff. Like, it's not like that we know everything that's going in our brain. So the green is like the stuff we don't know what's going on. It's not cluttered, but we don't know what it is.
That's an interesting use of color.
So I got this idea from when I was waiting outside. I was looking at this guy mopping the floor, and once he mopped it, it was way shinier and very sharp, and you could see yourself, you could reflect. So it gave me an idea of, it looked like this process, what it did, it cleared my mind. It also allowed me to function better.
Beautiful, yes, that's a lovely metaphor that you've used. I think I'm going to go back and use this metaphor in my work as well. So this was our restful activity with this art prompt. We are exposed to so much stimulation in our daily lives. There is social media, there is tons of things to do, there is people to meet, there is socializing. It can all be so overwhelming. Guess what that does to us? We tend to be in a state of constant activation. A relaxation process like this, which entails paying attention to different parts of the body, paying attention to the breath, can actually calm our nerves down. And like we saw in the process, when we are relaxed, we have more clarity and we can function much better. It's like recharging our batteries regularly.
Did you follow us along? How was your experience?
Do let us know your thoughts via the form in the description below. Thanks for joining. Bye.
To know more about Mindscapes and watch other ArtSparks videos, head over to our website, social media handles, or YouTube channel.